Hi, I'm Matt Whitfield, and this is my wife, Kelly Whitfield. We've been coming to Woodland for 4 years, and it's been the best 4 years of our lives. But it kind of started back for me when just like 2023, I started having some anxiety, and I own my own business, do irrigation and landscaping, and just starting to get a lot of anxiety from it, and just went and having some issues with like throwing up at work and stuff, and just couldn't figure it out. So I went to the doctor, and they wanted to do a big like throat scope and do all this big thing. And Jennifer came to Kelly and told her that, I don't think you should have that done. I think he needs to go see this doctor. I think it's anxiety. And when she was telling me that, it was like an out-of-body experience. It was sitting on the couch, and I was like floating behind the couch, and I seen Jesus behind me and just had his hands on my shoulders. And then I knew I didn't have to go have that procedure done, and so I went and seen the doctor, and it was just really awesome. He started helping me out and started talking about my feelings and stuff. And we went on vacation to South Carolina for spring break.
Mm-hmm. Spring break.
And had a great time. And our last day, we were getting ready to leave. We were going to leave at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I got up and could not even barely get out of bed. I had just the worst stomach pain I've ever had in my life. And it just took 4 hours for us to finally leave. And I got 30 minutes down the road and couldn't drive anymore. Had Kelly drive. And I sat in the front seat, just hunched over for 12 hours, and got home, drove myself to the ER, and found out I had my appendicitis, and it was like rupturing. So he told me to leave and drive back to the hospital, and had emergency surgery of that. And right after that, we have a kid that we've known our whole lives. We were at the hospital when he was born, Mason McGoffin. I coached him in baseball for many years, and just his family. I played Little League with his dad, and his family is just amazing. And we lost him in an accident on the April 10th. And that just kind of sent me down a spiral. So the anxiety and depression really started to setting in. And I'd say my whole life I could fake it better than anybody. And people would ask me, hey, how are you? I'm fine, I'm great. But on the inside, I'm not. I was just dying. And so that was really, really tough to deal with, and never really got over it. But the depression got so bad for the next year and a half that work was starting to go down and relationships were starting to go down, and I was just really struggling. I never lost my faith. I would always pray every single day and talk to God all day, every day. Depression and anxiety got so bad that I would go to leave for work and walk to the front door and just break down and fall and cry, and I couldn't leave. I would spend literally all day in the house by myself just crying. Couldn't figure it out, couldn't take medications. We went that route, and then that all made it kind of worse for a little while. And then we got off that, and then the middle school B-Town came up, and I really wanted my daughter to do it because she has anxiety and stuff, and she was really nervous, and I was really kind of pushing her, and I told her I'll even come and chaperone 4 days of it, so we're there, and she did it, and I went and chaperoned, and it really blew my mind at what Pastor Sammy and Pastor Connor and all these pastors do here. It's just absolutely amazing for these kids and everybody here. And it really just kind of opened up my eyes, and I was talking to Connor, and I was like, this is just really cool what you guys do, and just thanking him. And he said, yeah, we're doing a high school high school B-Town trip to Tennessee. He's like, we need a driver to drive the luggage up there. And he said, would you want to drive? And before I even could think about it or anything, yes came out of my mouth, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just said that. And he even looked at me and was like, maybe you should think about it. But I knew right then that was God saying yes for me. And that was the best yes that I've ever said. And the next 3 weeks, that's all I could think about was this trip. And how am I gonna go away for a week and leave the kids and the wife and the business? And the devil really tried attacking me right before I left. Day before I left, my son wrecked his bike, scraped up his whole face, bad concussion. And there's a lot of other things with work and just really trying to make me not go. And we had talked about it, and we both agreed that, I just really need to do this. I need to find out why he said yes. Because I could feel it, that there was a reason that I was supposed to go, a purpose for it. And he told me, so I made the trip and got up there. The Monday, we drove all night, and the first day we got there, Connor asked me, he's like, one of our leaders for our seniors is gonna have to help out with the sound check, and he wanted to know if I would help lead. And there again, God said yes for me before I could even think about it. And so that night, the next day, I started to go help lead a group of seniors, which never thought I would be there, because 6 months ago I was at rock bottom. I mean, it was as bad as you could imagine. I mean, God wanted me to feel what rock bottom was, and I was there. I was about to end it. That's how bad it was. And that was due to depression, because the depression will make you think things that you just would never imagine. And then, so I went through the Tennessee trip, and the first night I met this group of boys, and every single one of them have a place in my heart. I love those kids, because they saved my life. And so I didn't know what to say to these kids. I knew I had to earn their trust, and I'm running across these logs and don't know how I didn't break a couple ribs through some of it falling, and I really connected with those guys, and we were just in the trenches, in the woods, and in the mud, and we were all together, and it was just, I could feel God's presence there. And in our small groups, the first night I just told them my story and how in depth, and it was pretty cool, because there was one of them, one of the kids, he struck out to me, and it was something that he said. He always took his feelings and he balled them up and pushed them down. That was what I did my whole life, because I grew up, hey, we're men, we don't show our feelings, and I'm prideful and all that. That's how I grew up, until I knew what all that really meant. It's just part of the devil. So I told my story to those kids, and then they opened up and were sharing stories that they have had. And to have a group of 17-year-old kids crying in front of you, sharing their personal stories, is just, there's nothing I can even say to express that. It's just such a great feeling that maybe I can help these kids go through some of it. And so we had just a wonderful week, and it was one of the best weeks I've ever had. And then the drive home, we left, and it was the easiest drive I've ever had for 12 hours. It was God was talking to me the whole way, and I knew there was something more coming out of this, and this wasn't it. This was just the beginning. And so I got home, and Scott Colby asked me, he goes, how do you feel now? And it's like, I'm still on cloud nine. And he said, well, I give it a day and let it rest, and just let it all sink in. And so I did, and talked to him the next day, and I was like, I'm still on cloud nine. Like, I just could not put into words what I wanted to do, what I was supposed to do. And I went back to work, started doing some landscaping jobs, and God was telling me, this is what I'm not supposed to be doing this. I'm not supposed to be digging ditches and trenches and stuff. So I put it in my heart that I wanted to get work here at Woodland. didn't know what I was gonna do or didn't know how to even begin there. And I told everybody, it's like, God is telling me to be there. I don't care if I have to sweep floors or pick up trash or clean toilets to do it. This is what God wanted me to do. And 3 months after Tennessee, I got a job here. It's been the best month and a half of my life. God is, Jesus is inside of me and he's working through me. And everything I do now is through him. I don't make any decisions. He said, and it all got to the point because I had always prayed for God to help me with this and help me with that. Can you help me with this? And that night I was rock bottom and wanted to end it. I just asked him, what do you want? What can I do for you? God, what do you want from me? I threw it all down. I was at rock bottom. I mean, that was the only thing left. And that's when he showed me everything and brought me the joy of him and his love is just, there's no love greater. And it's the feeling that I have now. He turned me around. I don't have any anxiety, and the depression is gone in a day. It was that Sunday after I got back. We were supposed to go to Daniel Saint's house, and I was like, I'm just gonna stay here for a little bit. God was just telling me, I was like, I need to rest. And I laid down, and it was another total out-of-body experience. God had put my whole life in like a timeline and why everything happened and why it made sense and why I wasn't supposed to take over my dad's business that I'd always wanted to. And it was to help people. I've always wanted to help people. I always wanted to be a protector and just help people in need. And now I get to do that. And I never thought I would be doing this like this. And just if you were asking me a few months ago, hey, you're gonna quit your business and go work at a church, I told you crazy, but it has been the greatest month and a half of my life. And everybody here is just, it's so friendly and so amazing. There's the love that this place has, and I can't even put the words of how great it feels just to have that all the time. Everybody's happy, and I get to see all these kids, and I've built relationships with some of the kids here, and I'm just gonna be doing as much as I can. And this is only the beginning, because God has got big plans, and I'm ready. Like it's gonna be a great time. And I just want to thank everybody and thank God for saving me and my boys from Tennessee. All of them, I just want to thank them and thank everybody here, and Jennifer and Tim, forever have a place in my heart. I love you guys, and Jennifer's always been in my heart since 5th grade. She's my 5th grade teacher at Braden River, so she's always been there, and just want to thank you. Thank my wife and kids for sticking with me through hell, basically. And it's just, the times now with Christmas coming in, it's just, I get to see I really get to experience the love now of all the Christmas and just Jesus and celebrating them, and just share your story. That's what God wants, is just for everybody to share your story. Don't hide it in, don't hold it in, just talk to somebody. I can tell you there's nothing more manly than talking to a friend or talking to your buddy and talking about your feelings and saying how you feel, because the world doesn't want us to do that, but that's what we need to do. That's what God wants us to do. I love all you guys. I love everybody. There's not one person I don't love in this world. And I just want to say Merry Christmas, and we hope everybody has a great holidays. We love you.